Let's go. What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of the JNS Philly Sports Stop. I'm your host, as always, Steve Rychel, the man to the right of me, the best wingman in Philadelphia sports, Justin Fiorillio.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Justin.
And down to the bottom is the big man himself, the Moose. Moose, how this afternoon, this evening, my friend?
I'm doing great. Big man, you're right. I'm trying to lose a couple pounds.
I'm with you there too. We that winter weight we all packed on. We got to work it off now. It's about that time.
Eating a shitload of wings all the time. You know, I had some damn good wings Saturday night. It's actually the wings I'll be doing in the contest. Hunts in Delco. They are damn good. The sauce it was good. The wings were excellent.
Okay,
so.
We're going to kick things off. We're going to go a little baseball heavy today, as obviously we're 3 days away from opening day. The rosters are finalized. We have 11 different guys on the roster than we did last year. So I guess we can really put that to bed. They're not running it back with the same squad. It's just the same core, should we say, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're technically right, Steve. That's not the same squad, technically.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
But regardless, there was some good stuff that came out this week. There was some absolutely terrible stuff that came out this week with the Philadelphia Phillies, and we got to address the elephant in the room here because right along with my headline for today's show, the Phillies are making Rodger Dorn like changes to Citizens Bank Park. And for anyone who doesn't know what Rodger Dorn is, if you haven't seen Major League 2, he was a cast member in the first Major League movie. Wanted to be an owner, trying to make payroll. They were doing all kinds of corporate sponsorships. Well, guess what? We're looking at the same thing. And Harry K says it right. Get that bleep the frick out of here. Right? Right. So they did a corporate sponsor, and for maybe some people who aren't Phillies fans and you happen to be catching this episode, you're asking what we're talking about. So since the Citizens Bank Park has been here, Harry and the K's had been the quote unquote restaurant out there in right field, right? And it's been renamed the Energy Ghost Deck for corporate sponsorship. So, a lot of people got a lot to say to it. So basically, after 22 seasons, that section located underneath the left field wall, has become the Ghost Energy Deck, a vibrant, high-energy destination, one of the ballpark's most exciting viewpoints. They're going to have, new flavors, Broad Street Bomber, Ghost Fusion, Red, White, and Boom, Creamsicle, Walk-Off, feature all bar park exclusive cocktails. So basically, what they're telling us is, F your tradition. We need to get all the bang for our buck. So I'm gonna start this one off on Moose and then go to Justin on it. You're on the new corporate sponsorship, and after 22 seasons, Harry and the K's are gone.
Well, you know where I'm going to go with this because you know how I feel about things when it comes to stuff like this. Look, I know they're out to make money and they need to make money. Okay. But Harry the K is a legend. So for God's sakes, find a way to, if you want to get the stupid corporate name on there, but keep Harry the K somehow on there. He's a legend. He's a GOAT. It's a disgrace. I mean, it's money. It's a business. I get it. But from a respect point of view to a man that announced and was the best in the business, and he was the Phillies. You know what I mean? It's horrible. And another thing, I don't know if you're going to get to this later. You see the big deal that they got rid of Dollar Dog Night.
I thought they got rid of Dollar Dog Night before this season. I know that's been going for a while. They did a lot of changes this offseason. I'm gonna pull this up, right? Not only did Harry and the Cage change, but they've renamed a lot of the food, changed a lot of things around, which you should do every so often. But going heavy on some of these new players, they got Will chocolate smoothie and berries. They got the pulled barbecue pork platter, Sanchez sliders, Schwarber bomb Sunday. Like, I get it, dude. I do, but at some point, like, dude,
it's all overpriced.
Yeah,
you pay $20 for it.
Listen, you guys already know how I feel about Aramark, man. So this is on their backs, and
Then I still got the
we lose Harry and the K's to a retarded energy drink type situation.
Did they get rid of Bull's Barbecue?
Go ahead.
Did we still got Bull's Barbecue in place at least, or no? Did they nix that?
They haven't. I don't think they removed it, but like I think we're getting on the precipice of it being like renamed.
Well, one thing I did hear is Chickies and Pete's now are going to offer chicken tenders.
Well, because the only thing they were doing down there was just the crab fries. That was it.
Yeah, it's just the crab fries. $20 for, and what they do is they line. And I love Chickies. I'm not ripping them at all. But at the stadium, they line them up, and they're cold, and there's fries all over the counter.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the only thing, and then you get these 2 mini cheese cups that are no bigger than your pinky.
Right.
Inflation, Steve. Inflation. Everything's getting shrunk.
My butt, dude. Like, listen.
That's
I get it. I do get it, man. Like, it's a business. It's about all that, but you can't take away parts of the game in the stadium that is like a staple of what fans are looking for. I get the updating of things and doing all that. I may sound like the old man in the room, and maybe I am the old man in the room, but sometimes you have to have the compromise. Like, even if you want to change Harry and the K's section to put that corporate sponsorship, we'll move it elsewhere so it's still there.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where I think, just not in touch with the fan base.
What I do is I go to the Dollar Tree and I get the $1.25 peanuts, and I bring them in the stadium and eat them.
I don't blame you, dude. Just how much it costs to get things down there. It's not like we talk about it all the time on this network. It's just baseball's not America's pastime anymore because they price a lot of the families out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get 82 home games. You figured that's plenty of games to make some money. Make it affordable.
I mean, the only cool thing I think they added over the few years is the concerts after the game. I think that's the only cool thing they've really done with it.
What kids? Me personally, I don't want to be sitting there at 10 o'clock at night listening to a concert. I'm ready to get the hell out of there after the game's over, especially if they lose. I mean, come on, who wants to sit in there? Who's in the mood for that shit?
Yeah, really.
All right, Justin. Me and Moose said a lot on this. Your thoughts? I know. You haven't been around for a whole lot of this, and you don't care much of the nostalgia of it. But what are your thoughts on this, brother?
Well, listen. You might be a little shocked at this, even though Merrill Reese exists, and I just actually had a chance to meet him a few days ago. But I believe Harry K is the best voice in Philadelphia sports history, in my opinion. I really think he's created that type of legacy, and I think what they're doing with the whole renaming it the Ghost Energy, whatever the heck they named it, it's disgraceful. Yeah, like you said, I think. Steve, you touched on a point I wanted to make was they really should, I'm all for upgrades too. Everything has to get upgraded at some point, but they really should honor him still and still have it somewhere, in the stadium.
All right, I'm actually to address this one. I don't care who you are, Riley. We need to what now? No. How about this one? You go disappear. No one cares what you have to think or say. How about you shut the bleep up?
Yeah, trolls. I love trolls. I love them. I love calling them out.
Disappear, banned. I love it. Just a ban button. Boop.
Freaking morons. You know what I mean?
Like, listen, dude, like, we have every right to sit there and go over this. Like, all right, listen, baseball hasn't even started yet, and they're already getting off on the wrong foot on this season. So Riley can cry to Tuesday. Sorry for cutting you off, Justin. I had to get that out there.
No, you're good. It's always good to hear from an optimistic Phillies fan who wanted to chime in quick with a nice comment for the year. So it's always good to hear that. But thank you, Riley, for that, and your band forever. Now, anyway, I always prefer the hot. I prefer the bats to be hot in October over the Schwarber Sunday. If I had to pick, so
I think the Schwarber Sunday is gonna go over pretty well.
It probably will. So, and to be honest, I might end up enjoying.
We're doing good today, Dawson. We doing good. It's just another day in the life, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, Dawson. What's going on?
Now, is Sunday's going to be in the little Phillies helmet? Because I got 100 of them from.
Yeah, the Schwarber Sundays are going to be in the helmets, and they're supposed to have special helmets throughout the season this year that we have to keep our eyes out for.
Yeah, and y'all know you never don't throw those helmets away.
Nope,
you collect.
You go find it, rinse it out, and put it in a bag.
Yeah, you collect them.
In my cabinet, dude. They fall out on me when I open up the cabinet.
Yeah, once you get probably 2 or more, you're probably addicted to getting a collection started.
Now that we got our venom out about the nonsense the front office is doing, we've had 2 major extensions over the last week. We had Jesus Luzardo signed a 5-year, $135 million contract, and we also locked in our other ace, Christopher Sanchez, whose deal does not take effect until 2027. So we get him under his current deal. And for people that don't know, we had his rights under us for the next 3 seasons. The front office did right by Sanchez and gave him his extension early. So that being said, you have to give them their props for that. But let's go look at Dom's work since he's been here, as far as giving the guys extension. Luzardo, I just mentioned, $135 million. You got Sanchez for 4 years. He's getting $22.5 million a year. Wheeler, we still under contract to 2027. We re-upped him after the free agency to a 3-year, $126 million. The Matt Strahm deal, obviously, we traded him. That's no longer there. Jose Alvarado, 4 years, $31 million. Sir Anthony Dominguez was only a 2 year, $7.25. Dominguez also not with the team anymore. Now we've been hard on Dom for a lot of things, inactivity, not doing what at least some of us feel he should be doing. But with at least the 2 contracts that he's given out over the past few weeks, what grade mark are you going to give him? Let's start off with Justin, then go to Moose. What grade mark are you giving Dom for the retaining of the young talent?
Probably a B, solid B, maybe like a B plus. Maybe I'd probably go like a B plus. Yeah. I think it was good to get him get it, like you said, with Sanchez, to get it done earlier than later. And I think I think they're both good moves. I think Luzardo and Sanchez are talented players, and pitching is really important in this league, and we need pitching, and I think it's I'd give it a B plus.
Moose, your thoughts on the
Well, I haven't been too pleased with the off season. It seems like pretty much the same deal. But signing Sanchez, that's good. We know we have him for a while. So, and like I said, pitching wasn't our problem last year in the playoffs. The bats
it's always.
So, hopefully
we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to the bats in a second. But one thing I want to touch on is, guys, we have locked down one of the younger, better rotations through 2033, 2034. So you got Luzardo, Sanchez, and I think Nola's still under contract until 2030. The only thing you have to worry about pitching wise is we got to see how Wheeler looks this year and see how we go about extending him. And Painter's on the roster now, so so you're going to have him, at a very affordable price if he's this ace that everyone thinks he is, that everyone's telling us that he is. for at least 2 to 3 seasons where you're not having to pay him, $10 million, $15 million, etc. So being able that you're in this situation, and it's going to allow us to be in a good situation money wise and having these guys long term. I still think when you look at it, we have at least a top 5 pitching rotation in baseball. I don't think that's an argument, right?
No, I think
No.
we do.
It's a talented team. We all agree it's a really talented team. It's just the bats just seem to go. We'll get to it. I know when you said, Steve, but the bats always go cold. They get cold in the postseason. It's just I don't know why, but they do. At least recently. But
and then speaking of Painter, not only did he get promoted this week, but I don't know if you've seen he is now engaged to his wife Shelby. Or soon to be wife Shelby. That's his now fiance. Let me correct that one right there. But I guess that's a good news for the soon to be Painter family as he's now in the major leagues, and you got the fiance, and I say it all the time that the best athletes in the world have that solid home front and things of that nature. So big ups to Andrew Painter.
Congratulations. Or my condolences, either one. I better be quiet.
Congratulations. We got a Philly that just got a ring now. So it's going to be getting a ring. So there we go.
Well, it's about time Painter's going to be on the roster. We've been waiting.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, he couldn't. No one could have predicted he would have had the arm injury, had to have Tommy John and all that. Right. But the way it's looking now, like way we've seen guys bounce back from that injury, sometimes it's not a bad thing when he's that young, instead of having a season or two there and then losing him for 2 when he's already supposed to be a part of the rotation. If that's probably the only thing I could see kind of the silver lining in. But I mean, look, from what I've seen from the couple starts that he had in spring training, it didn't look bad, man. So I like their rotation. I like the retaining of Luzardo and Sanchez. Over the next 5 years, I think they're in a really good position pitching wise, right? And we're talking about the bats. Well, I listen. As much as I'm hard on this team, and I know my hot take was them missing the playoffs, but you got to put it in perspective that they now have Don Mattingly, right?
Right.
And this one was like, what does Mattingly brings to the staff? And that coaching staff, it's the ability to connect with the players to find that next detail to win championships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's also known as like the superstar savant too. So I think he's going to help them when they have these situations and these guys develop holes in their swings and stuff like that. That you're going to have someone like Don Mattingly on the coaching staff that's going to be able to sit down with these guys and connect with them. And being the fact that he's been a 14-year major leaguer, X amount of all-star games, arguably a Hall of Famer in a lot of people's opinions, I think is going to resonate with the superstars on this team. And I think it really is going to help them be better in October. So
I hope so.
Let's start off with
we shall see.
You agree with that Mattingly might be the X factor over?
Oh yeah.
Having upgrades out in right field, things of that nature.
Yeah, I think that was a good move bringing him in. I think it's actually a great move. Now, one of the things I thought when they brought him in is, what if the Phillies have a bad start? Does Don Mattingly sitting right there on the bench? I'm just saying.
I already know what you're thinking.
You know what I'm thinking?
Get rid of Robo Rob.
Uncle Rob.
You went from Philly Rob to Robo Rob.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think the Mattingly move is not good, not great, maybe amazing. I think it's going to be an amazing move for the Phillies. And I think, look, it's a baseball legendary name, Mattingly, Don Mattingly. So, look, man, it can't hurt. So we'll see.
Yeah. We will see. We'll see what the season brings, and there's some other things we'll have to see about as we break this one down, right? So we're upset about we felt that they should have did more in the postseason, right? So when we're looking at the power rankings for lineups in Major League Baseball. And this is, according to I think it says Adobe over here, but whatever. Dodgers, Yankees, Mariners, Blue Jays, Athletics are your top 5. Then Mets, Orioles, Phillies, Cubs, Diamondbacks are from 6 to 10. The fact that the Mets are in front of us is in line with what I've been saying, and I still think people still need to watch out for the Atlanta Braves, because the thing that's been keeping the Braves out of the mix the last few years is injuries, not a lack of talent. So, do you feel 8th is a proper lineup ranking for the Phillies? Let's start off with Moose on this one.
Oh boy. Let's take the homer out of me for a minute. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll go with that, because the division's going to be tough with the Mets and like you said with the Braves. It's not because of talent; it was because of bad luck, bad injury. So I think those 3 teams are going to be running and gunning all season together. We know what happens with the Mets eventually; they choke. Let's hope they do it again. But I'll do maybe I would maybe go up to 8th. You know what? I'll stick with 8th. I think that's going. It may change during as we get into games. Of course.
All right, Justin, your thought is 8th proper? Do you feel them higher, lower? Like what are your?
I think all of our young viewers are going to like this one, because they're at 8 right now, and I'd probably have them at like 6 or 7, I guess. So probably 6. I'm being serious. I don't know how else to say it. I probably have them around 6 or 7. So I move them up just like 1 or 2. So I think it's fairly accurate, but I'll just move them up a little bit. And look, when you show me that graph, I think it should just kind of be 2 graphs. It should be the Dodgers and then everybody else. So the Dodgers shouldn't even be.
We already know that they have one of the better lineups, right?
Yeah.
Better
lineups.
But if the injury bug hits them, you don't know. You never know.
I
know.
They
might have to pay the price.
But they're kind of.
I thought we were hanging with them, but just the bats weren't hitting when we got them in the postseason. So I don't think they overpower us pitching wise or anything like that.
All the games were close.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't blowing us out. So
we blew them out.
You have to be somewhat optimistic, and it's a hard thing to do when this team has shown you nothing since 2022. Yeah. So it's tough to kind of sit there and have faith in the team when they've done nothing but come up short over the last few seasons, right?
And Steve and Justin, we can't waste this Bryce Harper.
No, I really think you can't. And, it's a shame that when he was on fire the way he was, it just that those teams let him down. You should have beat the Astros, point blank and period. You should have beat the Astros.
Right.
And then the year the Texans won the World Series, you should have beat the Diamondbacks to be in that World Series.
That was ridiculous, because dropping 6 and 7 at home. Let's. I don't want to go back to them stab wounds, but I mean, it's typical. But come on, it shouldn't have happened. And we could have beat we would have beat the team in Texas. But whatever, it is what it is.
I can't believe the Nationals have won a World Series since Bryce Harper got off the team before we have. So that's what's crazy.
You'll figure that. Yeah, but they stink, so I'm not worried about them.
No, they do.
The price for that. They suck.
Yeah, they did pay the price for that.
The football team sucks. Everything about down there sucks.
Yeah.
So
true that.
I'm telling the truth.
Two more baseball topics, right? So when it comes to the ABS challenges, which catcher in baseball do you think is going to be the best at calling these challenges to get the ball or to get the strikes for their pitcher? Obviously you got the kid out there in Seattle, Cal, you got JT, Bailey, Salvatore Perez, Will Smith are the top 5 candidates.
Yeah.
Right. I think you can call us homers that you want. I still think Realmuto should be higher than Cal in my opinion, just because we already know how good he is at at managing the staff. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
only got on the scene last year because he hit 50 home runs as a catcher, which was it's basically unheard of. No one's ever done that.
Unless you're Darren Dalton.
But I'll start off with Justin on this one. You feel that JT's at the right spot there? He's just below Cal as far as being able to win ABS challenges for his pitcher. Not a better hitter.
Right.
Calling challenges.
I'm really not that upset that he's number 2, but I could move him up to 1. You can put the big dumper number 2, I guess. So, by the way, for our viewers that don't know what the big dumper is, so they're not like, what the hell did you say? The big dumper is Cal Raleigh's nickname. So, but I'll put him to 2, and I think Real Muto he has really good awareness. So I think he's going to be really, really good at this, and you can't have him, I think, lower than 2 or 3 for sure. But you can. I know we're biased, but yeah, I'll move him up. Let's move him up. So,
all right, your thoughts there, my brother. How you feeling on this one, Moose?
Agreed with Justin 110% because JT's a veteran. He's known to call great games. He handles the pitching well. I'm glad he's still here. He's getting older. But when it comes down to it, he knows how to manage and handle our pitching staff. Right. So I don't take that away from him at all. I think he's one of the top-notch guys in that department.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I think he's one of the best catchers in baseball for a reason. I think that he's going to be really. I think he knows the strike zone better than the other 5 catchers on there. So I may be wrong or maybe biased. Whatever. I think he should be one. The big dumper could take his big old booty and fall down a few spots. I don't care. I don't care who's 4 through 5 on there. Or 2 through 5 rather. I think Realmuto is going to be above excellent. I think he probably is going to be in the mid to low 90 percentile on this. I honestly believe it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll see what the numbers are percentage wise at the end of the season. And last baseball topic, we're 3 days away from opening day, so I have to bring this out of here. I'm going to paint you both in a corner, and y'all have to give me an answer. Who's winning the National League East this year? Is it gonna be is it gonna be our fighting Phillies? Is it gonna be the New York Mutts? Are the Atlanta Braves gonna return to form? It'd shock us, and let's not even talk about the Marlins or the or Washington here. I think this is a 3-team race.
Yeah.
I also do believe that there is a wild card team coming out of the NL East this season as well. So I'm going to start off with Justin and go to Moose on this one. Putting that prediction hat on you, putting it on you, right? So, Justin, Phillies winning the NL East again this season?
Boy, I could be wrong, but I actually am going to go full faith and say yes, they will. I'm going to say yes. I will say yes. My second place option would be probably the Mets. I think Mets are going to probably give them a really good run for their money, but I'm going to go yes, Steve. They will win the NL East again.
Moose.
Oh boy, people are going to hate me.
You going heel, Moose? No.
I mean, I'm keeping
not being real. Keeping it real.
Keep it real. I'm not being fanboy. And if people hate me, I don't really give a crap. But anyway, it's going to be a 3-team horse race. Okay. The Braves, I believe they are healthy, correct? Everybody's back in that needs to be in. So barring any injury on either 3 of the teams, and there's going to be injuries, I think our pitching will carry us. Because these bats go hot and cold. They're streaky hitters.
Mm-hmm.
So drum roll, please. I can't stand the Mets. I think they'll end up second. The Braves are going to surprise everybody and be first. Oh God, where does that leave the Phillies?
Listen,
I don't know, man.
Moose is taking a line out of my book for my hot take.
I don't know, man. Let's. I can change my mind in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I usually like to give it about the first month because baseball is hard to predict more than any other sport because there's 162 of these things.
Right.
You know, and anything can happen. You have different parts of the season where slumps happen, streaks happen.
Right.
So, to make it predict, I'm going to go with that. And if I'm wrong, I'm not going to be upset with myself. But
you have the Phillies finishing like third in that prediction, right?
Yeah, but maybe we can.
There's still 2 wild cards. You never know; they can still sneak in.
That's what I'm saying.
Technically, they could still.
Yeah. But I think the Mets will probably choke, and at the end, the Braves might. They might win the division.
They will choke in the end, but
because the Braves have all that talent and everybody there, and they're on par.
Yeah,
if the Braves are healthy, I think the NL East is going to be a lot tougher than a lot of people think. But
I don't think anybody's going to blow anybody out. I think it's going to be a horse race between all three. So it could be a matter of a bad. It could be a matter of a bad management decision. It could be a matter of an injury. So. But hey, it is what it is. That's what I'm going with. Ask me again in a month.
All right, brother. All right. Now let's switch gears here. Everyone's been talking about it. The last few days was the flag football tournament stuff. And
we've seen a
lot of Jalen Hurts working out with Tom Brady. The game was what the game was. I'm glad that some of the things happened the way they did. I'm glad that the guys that have been playing flag football a lot over the last 5 years or so are the guys that came out on top of it in the end.
So really, Steve, because I actually might disagree with you there. I was rooting and pulling for the NFL guys to win because I think
all right, listen, what's going to happen when one of those guys get hurt?
Well, I don't want anyone to get hurt. You're right. I always thought for the story of an NFL.
I don't want any of them to, but what's going to happen? You're going to have fan bases, front office people are going to be pissed off.
Oh, right? Yeah. Yeah, Joe Burrow almost snapped his ankle. Looked like the one play.
Exactly. So
and he just got healthy because he was hurt all year.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, listen, I'm glad the guys that have been doing it, came out on top and they look good. And, the only ridiculous nonsense I was so glad it was over with is just Logan Paul running his freaking mouth the entire time. Listen, go back to WWE. You're 0-3 as a boxer. You ran and hid from Le'Veon Bell. I'm done. Listen, I thought Jake was annoying, man. Logan's twice as annoying, man.
I know.
I got to take Steve on this. Because you mentioned Tom Brady. So the rumor circuit, because WrestleMania is in Vegas this year, Tom Brady owns some of the Raiders. Tom Brady, I don't know if you saw the reports. They're starting a gimmick. There's setting it up between Logan Paul and apparently Tom Brady. We're going back.
We already know day one of WrestleMania is always when they do the celebrity appearances. I mean, we've already seen Kelsey and Lane Johnson do one here in Philadelphia. So.
Yeah, so, but apparently they're going at it on social media. So they're kind of setting the stage. And Logan Paul, I can't stand him. He's an asshole, but he's getting. I tell you what, he's a great character. He's a great heel. Yeah. I think he's a heel really because he seems like he's just a YouTuber dickhead. You know what I mean?
Clip that.
So, I'd fight him. I straight up. And you know what? I would straight up fight him.
But the best moment of that was what? Was when he got his ankles broken by Saquon Barkley when they were doing the doing the whole workout thing and Saquon literally made him look silly.
Yeah,
and this was what, 3 days after he was sitting there saying he was more athletic than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Look,
Well, you know,
he's
it's all fun
wrestling.
and games, but like the Jalen Hurts stuff, Steve, like he started this out with, like I felt like if him and Hurts aren't promoting an event, like at least Tom Brady, it was his fantasy, I mean his flag league or whatever, so like it made sense that Logan
Right.
was trying to play a little heel or whatever. But Jalen Hurts, they're not like that was just kind of like disrespectful to just start saying like I sacked you and like blah, blah, blah. And I get he was trying to still play a heel character, but like when you're attacking other people
Well,
who aren't even involved with your stuff directly, it's just kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
well, he's staying in character. He's
Yeah.
staying in character because it's WrestleMania season. And see, Tom Brady actually did a thing where he was saying WWE wrestlers are soft and pretty and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're building something here. They're trying to get to something. But
Jalen
most
Hurts,
wrestlers-
WrestleMania next year to year.
I don't know. Look, Logan Paul's a punk regardless. He's wrestling tonight on Raw. Him and the other idiot that he tags with, Austin Theory. They're wrestling the Usos, but it's a non-title match. I don't know if they're trying to set shit up for later. Apparently, Braun Breaker's supposed to be back soon. But anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. You know.
Speaking of like ridiculous punks, I said it to Justin before we got on air. Reed Blankenship is dead to me.
Oh, hot take.
He's
Whoa.
dead to me with this nonsense. All right, so he signed. He spent 4 seasons here in Philadelphia. He was an undrafted free agent. Signed his big 3-year, basically $25 million deal with the Houston free agency. And his comments about it, he got the call from D'Amico Ryans. You could tell that he really wanted me, he liked me. After we hung up, it was like he felt like it was the first time in his professional career that somebody really wanted him as a player and a person to come perform. I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with that because you can say that about 30 other teams in the National Football League because you were undrafted free agent. You can't say that about the Philadelphia Eagles because they're the one that gave you the chance, gave you a tryout. You made the team. You were a special teamers the first year, and you made your way to the starting safety position because of injuries, not because you won it. When you finally got out there, you never came back off, and that's a testament to who Reed Blankenship is. I'm not going to take that away from him, but to sit there and say that you weren't wanted here, stop playing with me, dude. Stop playing with me. And I hate when this stuff happens after guys leave because it makes you, it changes your perception of him. And I think a lot of people are going to feel like he's still beloved regardless. But this is that stuff is the reason why sometimes when people leave, they wind up turning on people. The fan base turns on them. It's stuff like this is why. If he would have never said anything like this, he'd have been loved. Everyone would be talking about, they're still the exciting whites, even though they're in different. Yeah, that's dead now. That's dead now. I don't know how those two can continue to do a podcast and then Coop not catching strays because of what Reed did. I'm gonna start off with Moose this one and then go to Justin. How are you feeling on Reed Blankenship's kind of post signing in Houston contract and his comments about the Eagles?
Well, you know where I'm going to go with this, of course. It's a dickhead move, but it is a business, and he's trying to kiss ass of his new team, his new fan base, and he has to do that, right? Because he's not with the Eagles no more. He's not getting paid by the Eagles no more. But we're special here. We love our players. And he should have just kept his freaking mouth shut. He could have kissed his new team's ass some other way. And his new team's stinking fan base and stinking. Where did he get signed to? Texas?
The Texans.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, well, that's enough said there with Texas. But anyway, sorry if you live in Texas. All right. You know what Texas is for, right? Steers and fill in the blank. Anyway, the bottom line is he should have kept his mouth shut. But you know what? I really don't care. Have a nice life. You got a different uniform on. There's only several athletes in this city that went somewhere else and still got beloved, and that was B-Dog. And I can't think of anybody else. But
that's all you need.
Yeah, but anyway. So
it wasn't
good
Deshaun
for him.
Jackson because he went to a rival, so you couldn't do that there. Donovan McNabb, another one, rival, and he was love him or hate him situation. So it's
right.
Eric Lindros, maybe?
No, he was a punk. I didn't like him anyway. His parents were His parents were assholes.
Yeah,
They
again,
really screwed up.
his dad was a noodlehead. That doesn't mean that
Yeah.
we didn't still love. And I think,
And
I mean,
talk about a waste there, man. Oh boy, we should have won some Stanley Cups there with that Legion of Doom, man. With Leclerc and Lindros and
Michael Remberg.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. I'm gonna take that back. It's Lindros's parents I couldn't stand because
Again, that's what I said.
Up.
Like you can't fault him for because his dad and how he managed him and how he raised him as a hockey player. Some of the stuff that he did was stupid. But if his dad didn't do what he did, he would have never ended up here in Philadelphia anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, silver lining, but it is what it is. Want to get on to a few more other topics, right? As far as our Eagles go. So we're talking about the fans and the fan base and everything like that. So I'm gonna give you guys a little chance to kind of tell everyone how you feel about it, right? So I came across this graphic. I actually had to do it. And big shout out to Dumphy because Dumphy's Dumphy's one of the faces of our crazy Eagles fan base. But what makes Philadelphia Eagles fans one of the most feared and hated fan bases in football? We have the ultimate home field advantage, and some of the stuff that they say about us is warranted, some of it ain't. I think it all really depends on who you want to run into, what is said, who you align yourself with, and things of that nature. You can either have a good experience, a great experience, or a terrible day. It really is up to a couple different things. Moose is the senior member of this panel today, so we're gonna start off with Moose and then go to Justin on this. What makes us so special, brother? What makes us?
I don't know. Everybody in the world loves me, so I don't know why. I don't know who. I think I represent the fan base really well. But the bottom line is, we take our shit seriously. We know our sport. We're smart fans. We know our sport. We support our team, and we give them shit when they suck. We don't make excuses. And you got some bad apples out there, and you got a lot. Some people that they're idiots and they don't know the game, so they just run their mouth, whatever. But the bottom line is, we're passionate, and we. I'll be honest with you. I've been friendly to other fans that have been in that parking lot. You know what I mean? We might do promos where it looks like we're, but I always say, hey, is this okay if we do this? I treat everybody with respect. And the fact they had guts to come and travel, because we travel, So now if you got the dumbass that lives around the corner from the link and they're a Cowboys fan, well, I don't think that cockroach is going to come around anyways. Probably sleep in his parents' basement, watching the game.
No, Moose and Steve. The most dangerous thing to do is wear a Cowboys jersey in South Philadelphia on the game day. You can't walk around that, man.
Game day, brother.
Whatever.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday afternoon, or go to church wearing one. You'll get kicked out of church. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, really, bottom line is we're a great fan base. We're passionate. You get all the rumors, throwing snowballs at Santa. I wasn't even born. I was in Franklin Field back in the early ages. I mean, I seen some crazy shit at the vet when I was younger. It was funny. Right. We thought it was funny, but I've seen fights. I've seen people get beat up. Right. But the thing is, we are passionate, and we're not all assholes. Yeah. So that's my take. And the food's great. Cheesesteaks are awesome around the corner at Skinny Joey's. Anyway.
I agree on that. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'll keep it quick and simple. I mean, Moose, you said the word that I think describes is from the dawn of time is passion for Philadelphia fans, is uncapped, unfiltered passion for the team, for all of our teams. And also, it's like a brotherhood. It's a big family kind of atmosphere. And everybody not just knows like all the team players, like the Eagles that played forever and all that stuff and all the time and on the team right now. We know all the fan personalities. We know the Moose and No Shirt Dom and Santa Rick and G's and E-Rock, and I can go on and on. All these fan personalities that like there's hundreds of them. I can go on and on about them. And we all know each other through the powers of the internet and social media and whatnot. And there's something that's a kind of a big brotherhood about that. We all kind of you have to see it, you have to live it, not just through social media. You have to be in South Philadelphia. For this take, yes, on a game day, to feel that vibe of the sports, of the passion and whatnot, and that brotherly love, so they say. Or if you're a Cowboys fan, or if you're a Cowboys fan, Giants fan, or Commanders fan, not so much brotherly love. But listen, best fan base ever, Philly sports. We we love our sports just like it's a metaphor for Philadelphia. It's just blue collar, just gritty, passionate, as we keep saying that word, and just loyal. Yeah,
smart. We're smart.
And smart. Yeah,
yeah.
So
and
the hated part, I just think I think in reality it's a little jealousy. It's jealousy that we have that type of passion when it comes to almost every aspect of it. Like how we go about organizing and coming together. We travel so well, things of that nature. I think there's a multitude of reasons of it. People are always going to hate us. The saying they hate us because they ain't us, and I think that applies here.
And the media loves to make us look bad. You know why?
Everyone loves to sit there and say we're throwing snowballs at Santa. I'm like, well, y'all are only talking about half the story. Y'all don't know why we threw snowballs at Santa. It wasn't just because he was Santa Claus and we're these drunken surly idiots. That's not what happened.
Yeah. Fun fact about that story, real quick. Very fun fact. True story. Google this. I'm not lying. The Santa was a fan in the stands. Y'all know that? He was a fan. Yes, he was a fan. He was brought down. He wasn't just some guy hired outside like.
No, it was because the original Santa didn't show up.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. So there you go. Fun fact of the day, kids.
Like I said, that happened in Franklin Field way before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christ. I mean. Whatever. It is what it is. Screw them. We live rent free in the rest of the country's heads.
Yep.
So I dig it. I love it. Go Philly.
Now, speaking of loving things, we were talking about cornerbacks last week. Yeah, it was last week, right? Or was it the week before?
I think so.
Either way, within the last few weeks, we were talking about cornerbacks. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but our man, Mr. Mark McMillan, is coming out with a book.
Remarkable.
Called Remarkable, which watch me turn doubt into destiny, the power of perseverance, story of Mark McMillan's life, dedicated to the memory of Tom McCarty. Mark does a lot of things. Grilling with McMillan. He does a lot of media for the for the Las Vegas Raiders franchise out there in California. He was a special part of this team for a while, so I'm definitely really intrigued.
Great personality.
I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, Justin. Then Moose. Are you guys going to if Mark does like a book tour here in Philadelphia? Are you guys going to this?
If my schedule allows, man, I would definitely be there because he's an former Eagles player, and he has a book out, and if it's an event. That's usually something I try to look for on my calendar. So of course I'd be there. And plus he was a great player. And I'm interested to see what the stories are and see what kind of just wisdom he wants to share with everybody. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I'm not working and it's not in Timbuktu, sure. I'll ride with Justin.
Yeah, we'll go up together and we'll get a promo video done with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny story. I actually got Mark blocked me on X before. He was doing all these giveaways, right? I won one of the giveaways. So it'd been like 4 or 5 months and he was doing other giveaways. So I was kept like he hadn't followed me yet. So I kept shooting him a message and have the screenshot of when he sat there and said I won. I'm like, listen, I still haven't gotten this, blah, 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 blah. So literally me and him wound up having an argument. He winds up blocking me. But the funny part is 3 years ago, he did a seminar in the tri-state area with Hollis Thomas and a few guys. So I actually got to talk to him, did finally get his autograph on a couple different things. And I talked to him. You're making fun of that. I'm like, you still got me blocked from on X, and I kind of talked to him about the situation. And he's like, must have been a bad day.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you said that, Steve. AJ Brown blocked me on Instagram.
Hey, really?
AJ Brown, he really did. And I'll tell you how I know it for sure, because I was tagging him on some of my stories and stuff, and like a few other players, and they were watching him, and he was watching it. And then one day, all of a sudden, after I was making some memes and stuff, and I was tagging him a little bit too much and all that, I think maybe, and it disappeared. It said user not found, and then I had somebody else check on their phone stuff, and it was still in like an active account and all that. So like, he definitely blocked me. So.
Got a little too tag happy. He was like, I'm done with the notifications from this jerk today. I need my freedom.
There's worse people to be blocked by than him, whatever.
Trust me, guys, it's all good. It's all love.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, listen, it happens. Some of us, we catch strays sometimes, and sometimes, especially when you're content creating and you're doing tags, you got to watch out with that.
Well, not just you're right about that, but also when I make memes and stuff. So like I do, I'm not ever to be disrespectful, but people probably is a little pissed about that. So whatever.
Yeah, I'll get over it.
Yeah. Catch some passes in the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
All right, and since we're on the book thing, all right. So obviously Mark McMillan's coming out with his, but we were talking about Jalen's last week. Well, guess what happened to his book?
Bestseller.
Number two, a New York Times bestseller children's book.
That's great.
So
that's awesome.
Not only is he successful on the field and Super Bowl champion and all that stuff, he's also one of the top authors in the children's books world. So I mean, Jalen does it all, man. Seriously,
that's awesome.
How can people hate this guy, man? Like, he's seriously the hardest athlete I have ever seen in this town to hate. And
you almost feel like
the guys that make it really easy to hate, and sometimes you don't. You overlook things. You really have to be a surly SOB to hate that dude. I mean, props to Jalen.
They hate him because he doesn't play for their team. That's why. They're jealous.
Yeah, and speaking of jealousy, we were just talking about AJ Brown, right? So I want to someone answer this one to me, right? So we were hearing all the trade rumors and all that other nonsense, right? So the last couple of years, AJ's missed some games to hamstring injuries, right?
Right.
But
right.
Tell me, how's it when the Rams happen to get involved and their whole thing falls apart and that doesn't happen, that all of a sudden AJ Brown all of a sudden has degenerative knee problems, trying to run down Howie Roseman's asking price. And you want to know what my thoughts on this one, because we know AJ Brown doesn't have the degenerative knee problems, right? You know what this is? This is because we stole the kid Lampkin, the guard.
Yeah.
This is because we stole Lampkin. And anyone wants to tell me anything different is a bold-faced liar. Get that Rams love blood out of you, man. Because, like, listen, dude, there's a lot of things the fans can be mad about AJ Brown, but sitting there trying to make up like that he has degenerative knee problems,
yeah,
man,
that's
get out of here.
That's nonsense.
Getting older, yes. Is he starting to break down a little bit? Possibly. But to sit there and say he's got injuries and of things of that nature that isn't there is petty. And yes, did the Eagles kind of break an unspoken rule last year when we took Lampkin? Yes, we did. But if you really liked him that much, he would have been on your 53-man roster, and we wouldn't have been able to steal him off of the practice squad.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we're in agreement, right? The reason why we're hearing reports of the degenerative knee situations because the Rams got involved in their.
I agree with you. Yeah, that makes sense. That lines up. Yeah, basically it's a bunch of bullshit because they couldn't get their way. So they got caught with their pants down, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Irresponsible shit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, screw LA. I mean, well, I could go on about. They
Rams fans don't really. Well, maybe they kind of exist, but they don't really. They've moved their city so much. They don't really have a fan base like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of Hollywood bigwigs and probably rich people to go there. They probably, they're not like us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you go to a
Okay.
Chargers Rams game out there. It's an
Last
Eagles
one.
home game.
Last one, and well, at least for the Eagles one, I want to try to see if I could squeeze two more in here in the last few minutes. But so this is the time of year we all go through our list, and we're all picking at things until we can get to the draft and the gears start turning again officially for football. So I want to ask you guys, right? Obviously free agency officially became a thing in the NFL, like the mid to late 90s is when it really started picking up, right? So we all can kind of touch on this, but what do you feel like are the worst free agent signings that the Eagles have ever made, right? Who do you feel is just that it was terrible? And I'm gonna say right now, I know he's pictured on this graphic. You cannot mention Nnamdi Asomugha.
Oh, damn.
And not mention Nnamdi Asomugha.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we all were going to mention Nnamdi Asomugha.
But I still listen. I'm still under the belief if there was I think it was a bad signing because it was an improper scheme. You can't have a guy a cornerback that plays bump and run and then put him in a zone setting.
Well, Steve,
that's why it was as bad as a signing as it was. So take the obvious elephant out of the room, right?
Yeah. Well, my answer is
was the worst one out of the guys pictured there.
Yeah. Well, my answer, Steve, is similar to yours in the sense of scheme. So I'm going to go with DeMarco Murray.
You stole that one from me.
Because DeMarco Murray he's a north-south runner, and we're using him east-west with the Chip Kelly. And that DeMarco Murray, that was I was so excited, dude. I'm like, dude, he's gonna stick it to the Cowboys. We have DeMarco Murray. Maybe we had that great year. But turns out that Dallas had a great offensive line back then, and we just did not use Murray the way we were supposed to, and that was just such a bummer. So I'm gonna go DeMarco Murray.
Okay. Who was the guy? And this is how much of a bust free agent he was. Who was the guy we picked up? He was a running back, I believe, or a tight end. I can't remember, from San Diego. It was around that same time. I think the Chip Kelly.
I think I know who you're talking about. Hold on.
I can't remember his freaking name. Damn it. He that was a bad
from San Diego that I
remember. Kiko Alonso, but that wasn't a free agency. We traded.
No. I can't remember the guy's name. Damn. Anyway, let's go with a former Cowboy we picked up who was a great kicker with them, but sucked with us. Chris Bonia or whatever. Bonia, whatever the hell his name is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. I got another good one for y'all. How about Bryce Huff?
Oh, well, yeah, there we go. Well, now that was free agent, right? Yeah, we didn't trade for him, right?
No, we did trade for him.
Oh, we did trade for him. Never mind.
Gave him a massive extension.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So, technically, it's like we traded for his rights and then gave him a big 3-year contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. We had some bad songs. We had some real bad ones, man. God, I'm trying to think.
When we signed Tim Tebow.
Well, that wasn't for real.
I know. I'm being funny.
I'm trying to think. Chip Kelly, I think, had a ton of them that sucked. Because that was that super team. So I think,
we destroyed our super team.
Oh yeah, that's why the Giants fans are all giddity because they signed all these Ravens. I'm like, dude, don't get too excited because your super teams in the NFL don't work.
Nope.
We've been there and done that. So whatever. Mike Mamula, that was a draft pick, and we knew how that sucked. There's some out there I can't.
All right, I'm gonna go the reverse on this. What do you think the best free agent signing was?
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Ricky Waters was a good one.
See, there you go. I mean, Ricky was probably our first big splash of the Jeffrey Lurie era. I liked Irvin Fryer.
Yeah,
Moose, your boy Irving Fryer.
That's right. Did a damn good job.
So I mean, there's a bunch that way, right? But
yeah. Oh yeah.
As we're getting ready to close this one out, right? I'm not going to be able to get to that one. We'll get to it another day. But I don't know if you guys seen Bare Knuckle made an announcement this week.
Go ahead and talk about that.
No, guess what? When they're coming back July 3rd for the Liberty Brawl. And guess what? It ain't going to be at 2300 the arena. They're going back to the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Let's go.
They're doing their own 4th of July fight here in Philadelphia. I can neither confirm nor deny that the most hated man in combat sports could possibly be on that card. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well,
the fact that they're going to be in the Xfinity Mobile Arena, I can guarantee you they're gonna try to stack it as much as they can. Time wise, I'm pretty sure that we should see our boy Johnny Garbarino on that card as well, just because time wise it lines up where he should be able to get back in there. 4th of July, Xfinity Mobile Arena. I don't think you can ask anything better. I think that's a really smart move by Bare Knuckle bringing it back. July 3rd. What are your guys' thoughts, my friends?
Well, we got to be there, Justin.
I was just my first thought was, when are we going, Moose? Let's go.
We got to go. We got to be there, brother. We got to be in the mix, brother.
I know. Steve, you're going to be literally damn near in the ring. You're credential media, I assume, right?
Well, as long as I mean, sometimes it's never guaranteed. Like, as much as like people like outside looking in think it's like the easiest thing to do in the world. It's not. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get credentialed. Sometimes it also depends on who's actually filling out the credentials for you. If you know the press person or media person involved with said promotion. So I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do. I should be credentialed media for it. As long as I got somebody here to take care of my mom while I'm gone, I should definitely be covering it. But guys, do not wait to get tickets for this event. I can almost guarantee you, not only there's gonna be fireworks going on all around the city, there's gonna be fireworks in the Xfinity Mobile Arena come July 3rd.
And the weigh-in's always fun too. The weigh-in's a blast.
Yeah, man. I mean, you seen him, Moose. I mean, it's crazy down the the state side line.
Oh yeah, so, I was up there right. Let's put it this way. I still don't know who the dude was that was in my face. He was part of another rival fighter or something. I don't know.
Moose almost got a fight itself. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, man. It was entertaining. Right up my alley, brother. Right up my alley.
I think when we look at combat sports, bare knuckled is actually what a lot of us fans really want out of a combat sport like that. People have been turning off the MMA because people are doing a lot more point fighting and taking fights to the ground, stalling out. You're not really seeing action, and nobody wants to see that. BKFC has 5 2-minute rounds. 2-minute rounds. You have to get the action going, and I think it forces them to get the action. When I was talking to Chris Lytle a few weeks ago, who is a MMA veteran, who is a UFC veteran, he's a boxing veteran. He basically said it like this: what made the UFC as popular as it was? It's because of pride fighting championships and things of that nature. The guys that came over from there. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the rules set in the athletic commissions are really hampering what I think the UFC could possibly be, and I don't think Chris is wrong there. I think what bare knuckle gives you is what we all want, just a real, like, as close as you can get to it with rules involved, a street fight. There's no boxing gloves that can cause potential TBI, CTE situations. We just seen the poor girl who was in a boxing match, and she was in a medically induced coma. She did just wake up from it. So there's obviously aspects of combat sports that is potentially dangerous to a human being, regardless we're talking men or women. So, but I think bare knuckle has everything that the Philadelphia fan wants. From that key male demographic from 25 to 45. That's what guys like to watch, and I think that's another reason why they've been so successful. And Dave Feldman said he would be back in Philadelphia any between 4 to 6 times a year. You got their small little tournament that they're doing next month. April would be the second date. You got July. That's already going to be the third date. I can guarantee you that you should probably get 1 or 2 more events in Philly before the year's out. So it's going to be interesting. I love what they're doing. I think they have some good stars in it. I think you got a lot of Philly guys there, PA guys that'll rock the house, that'll put on really good performances. So I'm looking forward to seeing the fight announcements for it. Hopefully, we all can get there, regardless if we're paying for tickets, if we're going as media, whatever. However it works out, if I can work things out the way I want to, I'm going to see if I can make sure we all get lined up with it.
Say less. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Parting shots, closing this thing out, fellas. Go with Justin, then go to Moose. Anything going on? Anything you want to talk about, or just going to do some shootouts? Let's start with Justin on this one.
Special event coming this what is it? The end of the month, 31st. Dick Vermeil, Coach Vermeil. I'm gonna be with him at a golf course. I forget the name of the course, so I don't want to say the wrong place. Thanks to Justin Brown of JB Sports Ventures. I'm gonna be with Coach Vermeil on the 31st. Andrew Makuba on April 10th. And then hopefully Dr. J on April 20th again is the plan. So that's what I got coming up in the near future. And once again, I've been saying it for a while, but I'm waiting on the Eagles Autism Foundation to give me an exact date. But haircut with Jordan Mailata at the NovaCare Complex. And also Monty G's birthday bash, of course, April 19th. So that's what I got coming up in the very near future, Steve and Moose.
All right, Moose, your turn. Parting shots, anything you got going on, anything you want to talk about?
I'm going to take this slow. I'm going to name out one thing that I'm doing that's coming up. It's coming up in a couple weeks. Darren Dalton Foundation event at Hunt's Annex in Delco off McDade Boulevard in Pennsylvania. It's a wing eating competition. Going to be eating wings. I went and tried some Saturday night. I went up there. These wings were phenomenal. And I'm glad I did a test run on them. I'm going to smash them. So I love competitive eating. That's what I do. So it's April 11th. I forget the start time. I probably 1:00-ish. So I believe they're still taking registrations if you want to enter and try to go up against me. I'm experienced. I've done plenty of contests, and wings is my label. So, and these wings were damn good. So come on out, see the Moose, smash some wings. There might be some former Phillies there. I don't know. We'll have a DJ, DJ AJ. He's pretty damn good. He'll be there spinning some tunes. And that's I'm going to focus on that right now. Chris, you got Monty G's B-Day Bash, April 19th. And anything else, we'll see how it goes. So.
And always fun, hearing everything going on, and you might catch Tommy Green there because he's very well involved with the Darren Dalton Foundation. He's always typically around. Justin knows how that goes. He's ran into him at a few events in the area, so it's not. I know you didn't guarantee any, but I can guarantee you there should be at least one former Philly there.
Oh, the Moose is going to zero in on them wings. That's my main, to kick some ass.
All right.
I'll hear shit. If I don't win, I'll hear shit. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my friends. Another fun episode in the book.
Thank you. Very good.
As always, we like to have fun here. every Monday evening. Hopefully, as everything works out the way it should be, we should have another guest here for next Monday night. I'm not going to announce who, what, or what. It's not an athlete. It's another Eagles fan, content creator type person that we're going to have on here. Should be fun. Hopefully everything works out and we're able to get this person on and should have some fun talks, some fun conversations. But other than that, another good one in the books, my friends. Appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone in the chat, even our little trolls.
I love trolls. I thrive off trolls. I love them.
Oh, I love smashing trolls. I absolutely love smashing trolls.
I love them. If it wasn't for trolls, I wouldn't have a bad guy gimmick that smash them and make them feel like shit.
We gotta have that wrestling heel gimmick at all times.
Right. That's right.
Another fun one in the book. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you, Moose. Appreciate you, Justin. Other than that, this was another episode of the JNS Philly Sports Stop. I'm Steve. That's Justin. There's Moose. We will catch you guys on the rebound, my friends. Peace on out.
Peace out.